with mine as top five would be the Cincinnati Bengals. So, in case you guys been living under a rock, I mean, Joe Burrow is obviously the comeback player of the year, and then you got Jamar Chase as the offensive rookie of the year. I mean, that dynamic duo, every time that ball is in one of their hands, it's going to be a big play for them. So, and also their defense is top tier. I pretty much have them as a championship kind of team. I don't see them as Super Bowl just yet. I need to see more from them, but yeah, championship is definitely in their category. So number 5, I got the Bengals. Number 4 on the list, however, I have the Los Angeles Rams. Now, we did see that they lost to the 49ers, and they're also in the playoffs, but, I still have high hopes for Stafford. Stafford also has key weapons in Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson. You even got Cam Akers that's coming back from injury. So, I mean, I definitely trust that offense, and I can even trust their defense. So, number 4, I have the Rams. Number 3 would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the only reason because they're number 2 in the playoffs. If the Packers lose their first game in the playoffs, it's going to be all home games for the Buccaneers. And they've been undefeated this entire time at home. They're a dangerous team at home. Tom Brady's dangerous still. And, hey, I can actually see them going back-to-back in the Super Bowl, but we'll see there. So 3 Buccaneers, 2 is unfortunately Grigsby's Kansas City Chiefs. The reason behind that is not because of the players mostly. I think it's because of Andy Reid as the coach. I mean, yes, Patrick Mahomes can throw those left-handed passes. He can throw those sidearms all he wants, but it just Andy Reid's ability to coach that team, it's ridiculous. I can also see them being a championship team. Their defense is slowly improving. Not sure perfect, but improving. They're definitely proficient. So as long as they get that to a top tier, then they're also unstoppable. They're number 2. And that means that number 1 would have to be the Green Bay Packers. And it's Aaron Rodgers, that bad freaking man out there with Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones, Quadzilla himself, AJ Dillon, and you even got Matt LaFleur as the coach. Chiefs versus Packers in the Super Bowl. I mean, I would love to see that matchup, but I think Packers have the Chiefs number. So those are my top 5. Grigsby, what do you think?
Pretty solid list. I give it a B. I got we got 4 the same in the top 5. A little different order. I flipped Green Bay and Kansas City. Green Bay right now is definitely deserve the number 1. Deserve the number 1 spot in the NFC. They kind of had a couple of ugly wins there at the end. They are getting Bakhtiari, they got Bakhtiari back, their Pro Bowl left tackle, and they're getting Alexander back in the backfield, as well as one of their Pro Bowl linebackers, although he hasn't practiced since they, lost to New Orleans in week 1, right? So, and even Bakhtiari only played 27 snaps in the last game, due to fatigue. So I think, they're getting those pieces back. It's going to take some time. That bye week's definitely going to help them. Kansas City right now is just, it's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes, and the only one person has been able to stop him in the playoffs, and that's Tom Brady, right? So his only playoff losses are to Tom Brady. I did flip flop the Rams and Tampa Bay as well. I think the Rams are a really dangerous team. Tampa Bay, I even had some problems trying to pick. It's hard to bet against Tom Brady, but he's got a pretty decimated, team around him right now, and they have a lot of people coming back, but they're just now coming back from injuries, right? They don't have that bye week to sit and get healthy and everything else. So I think that's going to play a factor. So I do have I got Kansas City 1, and then Green Bay 2. I would put the Rams at 3 with Tampa Bay right behind them, and then I actually got Buffalo at 5. Um, I Cincinnati's a dangerous team. Their defense, they've got a good pass rush, but the rest of their defense is kind of suspect. Also, none of them have playoff experience, man. They last time Cincinnati won a won a playoff game, me and you weren't even on this earth, you know. So there's never been a text message sent about a Bengals playoff win ever. So yeah, they're probably about a year. I agree, they're a championship level team. They're probably about a year out. They need some experience when it comes down. If you're talking just Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen in the playoffs, I'm probably going to go with Josh Allen, right? So that would be. I got Cincinnati at 8 right now.
1991 is what you're thinking of as the year, but I mean, why the Chiefs?
It's the longest playoff win drought because I think the Detroit was 92. I still wasn't here for the 92 win for Detroit. I came a couple months after that.
Well, but why the Chiefs at number 1 instead of the Packers?
Oh man, he got the most dangerous quarterback in the NFL, right? And also if you're looking, so like Rodgers is a bad man. Rodgers reminds me a lot of Peyton Manning. He's a bad man the first 17 weeks of the season, or now 18 weeks, right? But like his NFC Championship, like so he has he threw 4 interceptions, right? This whole year across 17 games, 16 games. He missed one for COVID. His NFC Championship stats: he has 9 touchdowns and five NFC Championships. He's got 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, right? So I mean, he can't finish, man, and I think that's going to be his Achilles heel. Like I said, if we're talking playoff predictions, them and the Rams are going to be a good NFC Championship game, and I don't know if he's going to make it out of that one, whether he's at home or away.
Yeah, I saw from the Coward Show when they were talking about the reason for Mahomes to like step back or whatever. Like, what was the main reason for that? I mean, it wasn't really a step back for Mahomes because they were treating this man like a freaking god. And for him to throw those 10 interceptions or whatever throughout the season, it was like 3 in one game.
Yeah,
wasn't able to get the job done.
It was like 9 in the first couple games, right? So like there's never been a quarterback in the history of NFL that has never experienced a slump. He just went the longest time without having one, right? So like every quarter, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, everybody's had a slump. He just went the longest without having one. So eventually he's going to come back down to earth. And not only that, he had a lot of even Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce had a lot of drop passes. They not even outside of them, their other receiving core, right? They had an offensive line that was literally all of them are brand new playing together for the first time. So like you saw, but by week 7, week 8, getting close to that bye week, they started firing off. And now, there's videos of him sitting there for 5+, 6+ seconds, being able to sit in the pocket now and throw the ball better. So the protection got better throughout the year, and the receivers, we started minimizing some of those turnovers too. So that's why I think he came off a little better on the back half of the year.
You better talk to Andrew Wiley over there because Steelers D-line, they're coming after him mostly.
Hey,
I'd be scared if I was.
There's still some holes. There's still some holes for sure.
So, those are our top 5. And I'm pretty stoked about this upcoming weekend, especially for the Raiders and the Bengals game. But we'll come to those matchups when towards the end of the episode. Those are our top 5 power ranking. Now let's get to what we think will be the top 5 Super Bowl matchups for this upcoming year. So, I would say that this is the most stacked playoffs in NFL history. There's some flaws. I think Colts should have been in it. I think the Saints maybe should have been in it instead of, especially besides the Eagles. But for my top 5, I'm looking at more towards the history. What would definitely get more ticket sales kind of thing. I see more of an entertainment kind of Super Bowl this year. So with that being said, number 5 on my list, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And no, I do not have the Steelers in every single one. I'm trying to keep an even playing field, but this is my reason, is because every time it was Big Ben versus Tom Brady, it was a second round matchup or a championship matchup in the AFC. I want to see that in the Super Bowl, and especially for an old guy in Tom Brady and an old guy in Big Ben. They gotta, one of them has to end it. Obviously, it's going to be Big Ben. He has to end it in the Super Bowl, and what better way than his rival in Tom Brady? So, I mean, Steelers, Bucks, and LA. I mean, you can't beat that. Number 4, however, I have what will be the rematch from the regular season, and that's the Patriots versus the Buccaneers. I feel like Bill Belichick was still trying to get the hang of Mac Jones during that game. So he didn't really know like what he's capable of. So I feel like this would be a matchup. This would be a very good matchup for Tom Brady. And with the Patriots D slowly improving, that is definitely a top tier defense. I can't think of any other team that has top tier defense than the Patriots. So they would definitely make it a little more challenging for the Bucks to win it. So you got to put the Patriots and the Bucks back in there. Number 3 is the Titans versus the Rams. I figured I'd put the Titans in there since how they are number 1 right now. But, I mean, the Rams on the other side, like I said earlier, they got a powerhouse offense and also a top-tier defense. And Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, you even still have Von Miller out there. So, and especially with Derrick Henry coming back from injury, that's going to make their offense a lot better. They're not going to win games. It's not going to be a low-scoring kind of game for the Titans anymore. It's going to be pretty high because of Derrick Henry himself. So number 3 is the Titans and the Rams. Number 2, Grigsby is going to like this one. It's the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buccaneers. It's going to be a matchup or a rematch from last year's Super Bowl. I mean, Mahomes he's known for those big games, especially in the playoffs. Of course, you still got Tom Brady on the other side. He definitely wants revenge against Tom Brady. I'm pretty sure they haven't faced each other since then. So, I mean, what better way to run it back in LA? So, the Chiefs versus Buccaneers. Number 1, you got to have that bad man back in there. So, it is the Packers versus the Chiefs. I can't think of a better matchup than this one right here. Aaron Rodgers versus the young GOAT, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what is it? I would say number 2, Chiefs should have had the number 1 seed. Packers should have had number 1 seed. They would have an easy road into playoffs, and then this will probably be their biggest game in NFL history or their franchise history. So, and this would be the only time I would root for the Chiefs, so that way Aaron Rodgers can come to Pittsburgh and give us a 7th Super Bowl ring. So, yeah. So, yes, Chiefs versus Packers at number 1. I feel like that would be the biggest Super Bowl matchup for this season.
So, the number 1, right? The Kansas City versus Green Bay. That is the consensus favorite, right? That's what everybody's predicting. It's Kansas City, Green Bay right now. Those are 2 most complete teams in football, 2 of the most dangerous teams in football. It will definitely be the biggest game in State Farm history. That's for sure. And like I said, maybe we can get Jay from State Farm to bang the drum. But yeah, so I got that was number 2, only because number 1, I got to go with what I think is going to happen. I think it'll be Kansas City and Rams in the Super Bowl. Rams are dangerous, and Von Miller's made some big plays recently. Matthew Stafford really is. I mean, he's had a career year, and in his 1 year at the Rams, he set the franchise. He beat Kurt Warner's record for pass yards, right? And he had an extra game to do it. But I mean, he's playing lights out right now. He kind of had a midseason slump there, but he's past couple games he's gotten past that. Number 3, I do got the rematch from last year. I would like Mahomes to get over that hump and beat Brady when it really matters. That would be cool. And then if we're talking non-Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I do like the Belichick Brady. It all comes down to the big game, right? That would be that's going to sell a lot of tickets and have a lot of views, right? So and then if you had to pick a fifth one, a rematch from the Super Bowl 54 would be cool too. Beat down the 49ers again, or Dallas, either one. But I don't think Dallas is going to make it out of the first round.
Let's cross our fingers for that one. I don't want to see Cowboys anywhere near the Super Bowl. No, and especially with Dak Prescott still being the quarterback, Ezekiel Elliott. I'm fed up with it. I'm tired of seeing freaking we them boys kind of crap. Just get.
Oh, they still them boys. I'm still them boys I haven't won since the 90s.
Still them boys. Oh my god. So those are our matchups. I feel like those are pretty reasonable, especially for my number 5, Steelers Buccaneers. But first off, they gotta beat the Chiefs, and that's going to be the what do they call it? It's going to be a 5-star matchup because it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what I'm going to end it off with.
They got the worst spread, or Chiefs worst spread in wild card weekend history. What are they 12 point underdogs?
And you know what? You keep thinking that because hey, Steelers got nothing to lose at this point.
I hope you make something nice for Ben's retirement party.
Hey, young goat. Let me throw with my left hand. Let me throw behind my back, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, hey, I mean, he can look over here and throw it this way. I mean, whatever you want.
All right, and he's not going to see that black and gold coming after him.
No, I think they'll do a pretty good job of slowing down the Chiefs' offense. The Steelers just don't have the offense to keep up with it. They're still going to score more points. TJ Watt, if it's even a close game, the singular reason would be TJ Watt.
Mm-hmm. You're damn right.
Who is definitely Defensive Player of the Year.
If he gets snubbed one more time, I'm done.
I mean, he just tied the all-time sack record to. I mean, that would be a bigger snub than Creed Humphrey not making the Pro Bowl.
All right. So, with that being said, I mean, there's a lot of capping going on between us. So, what better way to go to the next one, and that's cap or no cap. So we had a couple people go on Capping at the Bay on Instagram and give me their hot takes on this upcoming NFL playoffs. So with that, let's go to the first one, and that is Bucks get bounced in round 1. I mean, if it was another team other than the Philadelphia Eagles, I say no cap, but that's a big cap right there if I've never seen one before. I mean, the Bucks will be at home. They're going to continue being undefeated at home. So, but Bucks are going to see another week.
100%. That's I got cap on that. Don't bet against Tom Brady in the playoffs, right? Especially against the Philadelphia Eagles. That's like I said, they're decimated. I actually kind of went back and forth with that pick a little bit, but Brady's going to be the difference maker. Especially he's had a career year at age 44, which is absolutely insane.
Grigsby, you answer this one first. Cowboys will lose first round.
No cap. No cap. And it's actually an unfortunate matchup, right? So, like, San Francisco is one of the most dangerous teams in football the way they're playing. As long as Garoppolo is not turning over the football, even though he did have, 2 picks in that Rams game and they still won, right? But if he can minimize the turnovers, they are dangerous, man. They got an elite defense. an elite run game. So they'll just keep the ball. They'll play keep away. They'll just hold on to the ball, run it down, score some points, hand it off to Debo Samuel 10 times, and I mean that's a wrap, right? So and now, like I said, this is probably one of the most intriguing matchups of the first round, just because the Cowboys do lead the NFL in turnovers, right? I know Diggs has given up 1,000 yards, but he also has 11 interceptions. So if he's not in the right place at the right time, and they can minimize Micah Parsons' impact, I think that Cowboys are going to see an early exit. So that is a no cap.
I have them as the very first upset in the playoffs, and I believe they're the third game in the playoffs this weekend. So, I mean, I hate them. I hate their organization. I want the 49ers to go just to beat them and then lose the next round. I don't want to see them getting close to a 6th Super Bowl ring with the Steelers. Grigsby, on to you again. The Packers will win the Super Bowl.
And Rogers got I'm calling cap, man. And that's a hard one too, right? But Rogers has got to make it back to the Super Bowl, which he hasn't done since I was in high school, right? So I mean, he's 1-4 in NFC Championships games, and a lot of those they've hosted. So and like I said, at that point, you go the other way and say he's overdue, and this is his year, and this is probably the best defense he's had since he's been to the Super Bowl, right? Even though I don't think they were the number 1 or number 2 seed. I think they were a wild card team the year they won it. But yeah, I'm calling cap. There's Rodgers is very, very elite until it really, really, really matters. And you have Tom Brady on the same side of the bracket with a hungry Matthew Stafford, who's on the twilight of his career and balling out right now. So I'm calling cap. It's just too tough of a road for them.
If the Packers see the Buccaneers in the championship, they're not going to make it past Tom Brady.
Even in the frozen tundra.
It's going to happen again, just like last season. And he's that bad man in the season, but the Buccaneers just they still have his number. And the Buccaneers deserve the number 1. I mean, they lost some stupid games for some odd reason. It was obviously on the road, but you just have Brady in the playoffs, and I mean, it's ridiculous. I'll go ahead and finish this one, and that is the Titans will win the AFC Championship. Being the number 1, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but you're just now getting Derrick Henry back into the lineup. That this is probably going to be the biggest letdown for the Tennessee Titans. I got to call cap on this one. Yes, you can be the number 1 team all you want, but for the matchups, I believe it would be either the Patriots or the Bills or the Bengals or the Raiders. No matter what, one of those teams are going to beat the Titans, especially if the Steelers beat them in the regular season. I mean, I'm not roasting my own team. I'm just saying you have that team to beat you by a low scoring game. I mean, I could see the Bengals beating them. That's for sure. So I got to call cap on that one.
Yeah, I'm calling cap here. Like I said, there's bad wins and there's good losses. They've had some bad losses, right? They've lost to the Texans. I mean, they've been. It doesn't look good. It looks like they've been hanging on, right? They've had one of the easier schedules out of all the playoff teams currently. They're if you're going contender or pretender, I think they're a pretender. And like I said, they did squeak it out. They were up 21-0 on Houston, and they charged right back with a rookie quarterback. Week 18 with the number 1 seed on the line. It came down to one of the last couple drives. So I'm calling cap here. I know Derrick Henry's back. I actually had them. I actually had them losing in the divisional round, right? But I think Derrick Henry being back in that extra week of rest, I think that will be the difference. I think they'll make it to the championship game. I think they'll win one, but they definitely go to the Super Bowl. whether that's the Chiefs or Buffalo or Cincinnati or Las Vegas or whoever.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they ain't making it out. I don't know. Maybe if they see Pittsburgh, maybe. But they would see Pittsburgh in the second round. They wouldn't see them in the championship game.
Yep. And hey, they beat them already. Just got to pass the Chiefs. That's a Super Bowl team right there. If they beat the Chiefs and the Titans.
Big Ben has already admitted that it's over. I don't know if you saw that quote yesterday.
Hey, and you know what? On the second part of it, he said, we're going to go out there and have some fun.
Yeah, they're going to try to have some fun.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do a TikTok with Juju.
Oh, my God. That boy needs to leave Pittsburgh.
Hey, he's back now.
I want him gone. And Claypool. Hey, all I want is Deontay Johnson and James Washington. We'll pick up an Alabama wide receiver.
Deontay Johnson's underrated.
All right. Now we're going to end the show off with the playoff matchups. We're going to do rapid fire. We're going to do our prediction, give out the score, and at that. Grigsby, what do you say? You want to do it?
Let's do it.
All right. Saturday, 4:30, Raiders versus Bengals. Cincinnati beat Vegas 32-13 last time. Raiders will put up a fight, but Cincinnati will win their first playoff game since 1991. I got Cincinnati beating Vegas 34-24.
Oh, the drought continues. I think Vegas is going to pull this out. They got a lot of momentum coming off that last win, man. That was a big, big statement game for them. Derek Carr's never had a playoff game before. I think, neither is Joe Burrow, right? So I think the Raiders are going to pull this one out. I got 35-31. It's going to be close. It's going to be close for sure. This was, like I said, this and then the Philly-Tampa game were the two I struggled with the most, I think.
Saturday at 8:15, New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. 18-degree weather last time I saw, and possible snow showers. Mac Jones isn't used to the cold weather. I mean, he played high school in Jacksonville, Florida, and went to Alabama for college. Buffalo will win because of the weather. I got him winning 17-13.
Actually, I agree with that pick, right? I got 21-14. Or 24-14, I'm sorry. 24-14, I think there is 0% chance of Mac Jones throws the ball 3 times again. Buffalo's going to double down on the run defense. Buffalo does have the number 1 overall defense in the NFL, right? Josh Allen, I think they're going to do a lot more planned runs with Josh Allen, use his legs a little bit more, and that's going to open up that second a little bit. So yeah, I do have Buffalo winning there. Mac Jones has had an awesome rookie year, but it is coming to an end soon.
Grigsby, you first on this one. Sunday at 1 p.m., Philadelphia Eagles versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, see, this is, like I said, this is the other one I struggled with. They're decimated, man, and that bothers me. And like I said, they're getting some dudes back, but they're just now getting some dudes back. These guys haven't had, reps and everything else. Tom Brady's a difference here. I got 24-17, Tampa.
Tampa's undefeated at home, and I could see them continuing their streak after this game. I got Tampa Bay winning this one 38-17. Ooh. They're going to 21 up them.
Oh, wow. Eagles got a pretty good defense. Their defense is underrated. Tampa Bay won't be able to run the ball, so Brady better be able to air it out.
Shit, and that's what he's been doing. I mean,
that's fair.
They finally gave Le'Veon Bell his first touchdown with Tampa Bay. So, I mean, he's just going to keep passing the ball to old Gronkowski out there.
He just like sneaking into Super Bowl teams.
Hey, whatever gets the job done, freaking show off. All right. Sunday at 4:40, San Francisco 49ers versus Dallas Cowboys. Like I said earlier, this will be the first upset of the playoffs. Dallas versus teams that are over 500 record is 5-4. The Cowboys record against opponents under 500 is 7-1. They finally have a matchup with San Francisco. I could see San Francisco winning this one 28-20.
Yeah, like I said, this is a bad matchup. This is going to be, if you're talking game busters, if Dallas does win, it's going to be because of Michael Parsons, right? Or Diggs just happened to be in the right spot 2 or 3 times. I do have San Francisco winning this. It's like I said, it's a bad matchup, man. It is. It's a bad matchup, and like what Dallas is 6-0 versus their division. I mean, with like 40 points a game, and then they're 6-5 versus everybody else. So yeah, they don't play very well outside of the NFC least. So yeah, I got them losing 21-10. Their offense is going to be silent. I know they've been putting up 50 burgers. That ain't going to happen against that stout defense.
Grigsby, you first on this one, and we're going to skip because we got a lot to talk about on the Sunday night game. Monday at 8:15, Arizona Cardinals versus Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, this might be the game of the week. I think the Rams pull it out. I got them 31-28. This one's going to be a tight game. I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to be the difference for all the wrong reasons. Sean McVay versus Cliff Kingsbury. Sign me up for Sean McVay all day. They're going to pull it out. Stafford's hungry, man. He's never had a playoff win in his career. I think that ends on Monday.
The series is tied 1-1 from the regular season. Rams, in my opinion, would be the underdog in this game, but Rams will pull off a 2-minute drill on offense to win the game. I have them winning 28-27. And with that, I'm glad you got your Chiefs outfit on. I'm glad you have that little cute background, but it is Sunday at 8:15, Pittsburgh Steelers versus Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think?
So I actually got see the difference between my picture and your picture. We actually got some fans in the stands, man.
No, because as you can see, it's them celebrating their win as usual.
So no, I got 35-21. I think they're gonna cover. I think they're gonna cover that 12 points. This will be a similar game to the first one. Like I said, their offense I think is gonna have more success than they did the first time around because it was a 35-10 or something like that. Pretty ugly. I think they're gonna give them a little bit more of a struggle. I think TJ Watt's gonna have an excellent game. He'll probably have a sack or two. But they just don't have the firepower to keep up, man. It's gonna get ugly quick.
Well, you know what? That one sack he's gonna have, it's gonna seal the game. He's gonna come up clutch towards the end of the game as usual, and Boswell is gonna kick the game-winning field goal. It's gonna be Pittsburgh beating them 26-24.
All right.
All right. Hey, keep supporting them. Hey, Steelers got nothing to lose at this point, and that is a dangerous team.
Chris Jones, I think, is going to be all over Big Ben this weekend.
Nah, he's going to keep throwing those little 5-yard outs to Deontay Johnson and just leave it at that. Or Najee Harris.
Najee Harris can't save you.
Hey. Hey,
if you guys want, I don't disagree with Rio. You guys want Rodgers to come there next weekend, you better do something about that offensive line in the offseason.
I mean, hey, really, we don't need that. We just need Najee Harris to go to the outside with the ball, and then we'll just leave it at that.
Oh,
yeah, because who would you rather have then, Najee Harris or Sorensen?
Hey, dude, Sorensen is probably the biggest thorn in my heel on a weekly basis. Him or Ben Neiman, one of the two. But I will say that dude has electric game-saving plays. Like last year against the Browns, it might have been close to targeting, right? But possibly the biggest play of the game. And he's had a couple this year too. And since they've taken him out of being the starting safety and they started using him more in blitz packages and everywhere else, he has improved quite a bit because they're utilizing him for what his strengths are, not what he's not, which is in coverage, which he actually had a blown coverage touchdown last weekend.
I'm also going to add this to it that, hey, just you guys did beat the Steelers without Travis Kelce, but they underestimated that offense because Kelce wasn't there. They were expecting a lot from those tight ends, but then they just kept giving it to Pringle. Those over committed tackles in the 5 yard line. I mean, that was ridiculous. If they perfected that, if they fixed that up, then it would not be that big of a difference for the Chiefs to win. I mean, that's all I got to say. Steelers are definitely going to make this a tight game.
Yeah, like I said, that defense is good. I think they'll slow them down a little bit more than last time, but I don't know if it'll be enough to make a difference.
Just slow them down just a tad bit.
That's hard. It's hard when you got Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hill on the other side. That's probably one of the deadliest trios in NFL history.
Well, we'll see if we can get you back on for next week's episode, depending on the results.
Yeah, don't cancel on me.
Hey, I'm a little under the weather. I'm not gonna make an episode next week if it comes to that. But, all right, that is the episode for this week. Grigsby, thanks again for being on the show. We'll make sure that it is a tight game for the Chiefs and Steelers. But for now, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you guys next week.
Appreciate you having me, man. Good luck.